Previously, after working so hard in a Rio that he suddenly finds himself in a fantasy world where he's become an Isaka due to overwork. His first connection is Emily, a struggling adventurer who's all but wild in this world. Explains that drops are obtained by defeating animals and that these drops can be sold. Cash. He checks his first set of stats and they're all low because he's level 1 too. But he realizes that the sea level thing has a drop, which is from the monsters he's defeated, allows you to get a large amount of items. He uses this skill to reward later. Emily rents a house for him and helps him, but he insists that they live together. Then he explores a new dungeon and realizes that despite being level 1, he can raise his skill to sea level, telling them to burn the trash immediately. The girl Celeste suddenly faints, and is caught by Rihanna. But her face shows that she is very tired. She gets up, and Rihanna advises her to rest, and not use magic. They are forcing her. She leaves, and Rihanna comments that some people take on too many responsibilities until their health and spirit deteriorate, and some even die. The girl tries to use her magic again, but the Riot, having failed, raises his weapon, and tells him not to, wanting to see it happen again. He then shoots him with a gun using 2 healing arrows combined with a tranquilizing arrow. Ryota did this for her benefit so she would sleep well. She cuts to Celeste in the scene sleeping, and then waking up, and leaving the tent. She's frustrated by the delay, and heads toward the trash. Suddenly the trash transforms into monsters, and they approach Celeste. Ryota swiftly kills the monsters with gunfire, saving her. He asks the people to bring all the trash here. Ryota collects the bullets from the ground. Emily goes to Celeste, telling her to sleep well. Ryota asks her why she woke up. It was hunger. The scene shifts to Ryota, Emily, and Celeste at a dining table. Ryota reassures Celeste that they moved the camp closer to the gathering site so they don't need to worry about the trash. Celeste starts eating and cries, saying the food is very delicious. Ryota also tears up Emily, asks Celeste her name, and she reveals it's Celeste. The 3 friends gather at the table to have tea. Ryota informs them that the Demas loot is exempt from taxes until the owner decides. Emily explains that's why many adventurers are here during this time of year, generating more and more trash every day. Ryota tells Celeste that they will help her. She thanks him greatly, as it's the only thing she can do. Celeste falls asleep, feeling a deep sense of relief. The next day we see Ryota and Emily with the girl Celeste. She's using her magic, and Ryota is surprised by her newfound strength. She's become much stronger and more beautiful today. The scene then shifts to Celeste talking to Ryota and Emily. She informs them that her magic has become greater than usual because they gave her a chance to rest. Emily tells her that she'll return to her previous state if she overexerts herself. Emily asks her to stay with them in the tent until the task is done. Celeste feels embarrassed but declines asking for more. Ryota mentions that the tent is comfortable thanks to Emily's skill. Celeste eventually agrees to stay with them for a while, and they all rejoice. Ryota then mentions that he's going to Psychro's headquarters to pay his respects, and Emily will accompany him for shopping. He tells Celeste they'll be back before lunch, and asks her to return to the tent. The scene transitions to the shopping area, and we see Ryota walking with Emily, both amazed by the place. Emily notices a jewelry vendor who informs them that he's very popular. Many men come to him to buy gifts for their wives. Ryota looks at the most expensive item, a million bell ring. Emily is amazed by it but realizes it's too expensive for her to buy. The scene shifts to Duke welcoming Ryota and showing him a blueprint for the new Demas Lane. This blueprint has 10 floors. Duke explains that vegetables are on odd-numbered floors, and meats are on even-numbered floors. However, they can't decide based on that, so they've decided the side that obtains the most rare items on the floors within the time limit will win. He advises Ryota not to go hunting because adventurers who find rare monsters on vegetable floors will capture them and wait for Ryota. This method is more efficient as they want Ryota to focus solely on bringing rare loot. Ryota realizes the challenge and ponders the difficulty. Just then someone enters, and in the first stage, they reveal that they've got some rare loot, and the scene cuts to someone holding them. Everyone is amazed at the sight of the creature and a large mustache. When Ryota asks, Duke tells him that the man in the turban is Harford, the leader of Hataro's Demas Society, and a prominent figure. The person on Harford's right is Eugene, a first-class adventurer known for combat skills and speed. However, his plant extraction rate is rated F. Despite this, they brought him because of his ability to defeat rare plant monsters without extracting them, which reduces their chances of finding rare loot. Ryota realizes that the red-haired person came to sabotage their efforts. At that moment, Ryota takes out his gun and instructs the man holding the strange creature to secure it tightly. He then fires a shot that splits the creature in half, but it quickly regenerates, leaving everyone in astonishment. The man wearing the turban on his head explains that he will never die unless the complete gem within his body is destroyed in a specific location. Then Eugene to himself reveals that he knows the exact location of the gem. The monster escapes their grip and tries to flee. The leader Eugene orders that he will deal with the monster himself, as the loot belongs to the one who gets to it first. Swiftly wields his sword and attacks the monster with full force, showcasing his expertise in monster hunting. He manages to pinpoint the gem's location, a violet point inside the creature's body, but in the last moment Ryota raises his H, and with the gun firing a shot upwards that ricochets into the gem, instantly killing the creature. As surprised as Ryota also knew the gem's location, Ryota tells Eugene that he knows everything. Duke then approaches Ryota, placing his H and on his shoulder and congratulating him. The rare loot this time belongs to them. The scene shifts to Woodick after they've finished and come outside. Duke gives Ryota a substantial gift and advises him to place it in a secure location. Ryota is amazed as the amount is very large. Duke reassures him that it's entirely appropriate considering his contribution to the Demas and the soybean sprouts they obtained. Those sprouts are his property, and he can exchange them for money at the trade center they established. Duke bids him farewell and leaves. Ryota is astonished by the substantial sum. He never expected to receive such a significant amount on the other H, and Ryota goes back to the tent in the evening, and Emily greets him. He tells her it was a busy day as the mission to invade Demas was very tough. Hitiro's adventurer with an F rank in vegetable loot was trying to thwart their efforts to obtain rare loot. Ryota with his modest intelligence managed to solve the problem easily. He tells Emily that he was delayed because he stopped somewhere on the way back. He reaches into his pocket and presents her with a gift. When she opens it, she finds the expensive ring they saw in the morning. Emily is amazed and finds it truly beautiful beyond measure. She is surprised that Ryota got it suddenly. Ryota reveals that he received an extra reward, so he decided to buy her the ring she desired. He wants it to be with her until the end. He puts the beautiful ring on her finger, and Emily cries tears of joy, thanking Ryota for everything. The scene transitions to a dungeon where Ryota and Emily are looking at a screen, apparently a rating screen. Emily is amazed to see that all her stats have increased by 1%. She's never seen anything like it, and wonders if it's because of Ryota's strength. Ryota explains that it's not because of him but due to the ring she now possesses. The person who sold the rings mentioned that he has more of these rings in stock. This made Ryota curious about the latent power of the ring. He decided to place the ring in the desert and wait to see what would happen. He faced a great risk since the ring is worth 1,000,000 bell. A massive monster emerged, but Ryota managed to kill it, and the ring returns to her. Now its influence is much stronger than before. The Ryota suggests Emily go somewhere else and try the ring. They are waiting for a large tree-like creature. Triant appears in front of them. Emily grabs it and Hammer approaches quickly. Triant, and, surprised, he cuts it in half, and realizes that the essence extracted from it is a chicken breast. Emily is very happy that she always dreamed of getting meat as prey, even once the level of prey for animal creatures, although specializing in the F rank category. As they talk, a huge explosion suddenly occurs, and a huge and unique creature appears from above and attacks Emily with tremendous force, knocking her into a wall. But Emily quickly recovers and assures Ryota that everything is fine, to the surprise of the large mustached man. The leader of their group arrives on the scene, Ryota, who thinks that if this animal is killed, he can offer a large reward, a potential blow that will allow the hero's side to reach Cicero's expense. Ryota Emily decides not to kill the creature, encouraging her once more, and moving forward to confront the large beast. The Ryota fires at it, then Emily strikes it with her massive hammer, finally defeating the creature on the spot. Amazed at their newfound strength, they quickly leaving in search of more prey, to Emily and gives her back her ring. She playfully reminds him of what he said the previous night, and Ryota is impressed by her quick thinking, and how she improvised on the spot. She tells him she's happy she could help considering how much she had to consider to come up with a plan. Later Ryota meets the responsible person again, and thanks him. He quickly thinks about level 2, and tells Ryota that it was his partner's idea. Ryota learns that this adventure has earned them some money. However, a new challenge arises as Hediro's alternates will arrive, tripling their numbers, and filling the odd-numbered floors with level F adventures for vegetable loot. Their only option is to fight fire with fire. Ryota gets enthusiastic, ready to finish this before the day ends. He proposes that if they can obtain rare loot from floors 3, 5, 7, and 9 they can at least tie with the Tyro. The responsible person confirms that if they can manage that they'll effectively win. Ryota further suggests that even if it takes many adventurers to find rare monsters, raising the monster encounter reward to 10 million won't necessarily guarantee rare loot. The responsible person is surprised At this huge amount, realizing the risk of such an investment if they don't get rare loot. In return, Ryota assures him he has a 100 chance of obtaining that rare loot. They come to an agreement. Meanwhile, they encounter an enormous monster that resembles a multi-headed snake. They are astonished to reach this point. Ryota remembers the monsters he fought before, like the killer butterfly and the evil butterfly. They discuss the rare drops they got from those monsters. Ryota then remembers the giant butterfly, which drops cooked turnips, and a rare form of level 5 bear, the dangerous panda, which drops horseradish. Unfortunately, all these rare drops are essential items. Ryota realizes that he needs to defeat this creature quickly. Its weak point is one of its heads, but it changes with each head regeneration. It's indeed a challenging task. Ryota uses his gun and shoots multiple bullets at each head of the monster. Ultimately defeating it, they extract a rather insignificant item from it, an enoki mushroom. Overjoyed, the responsible person thanks Ryota and says it's impossible for us to lose now. In fact, we can probably say that we've won. Ryota gives credit to the responsible person, saying that it's all thanks to him. After this, Duke goes to inform headquarters of the successful mission as about his previous life. When he was in his old office, he would propose suggestions that were consistently rejected until he managed to secure a 40 million won budget for this. Afterward, Ryota continues his journey with his magical carriage, saying that whether they won or not, he made a major purchase. He wants to earn more money. Suddenly, a young boy accompanied by his men confronts Ryota. The boy threatens him, saying he went too far. The boy reveals that all of them, including himself, have a level F loot rate. If they had managed to stop Psychro, they would have taken all the money, but thanks to Ryota, they no longer need him. The boy gestures to a man to use the magic circle on Ryota, telling him that the magic circle has the same effect as the magic storm. Now Ryota can't use his projectiles. The boy won't kill him, but he won't allow Ryota to enjoy life until he's sure he can't work anymore. The men attack Ryota, who utilizes the magical carriage to defeat them. The boy remarks that as long as Ryota doesn't worry about his own competence, he's stronger. When he doesn't use his pistols, he continues his assault on the gang, taking them out one by one with his physical strength. Then Ryota pulls out his pistols, surprising the boy. Ryota shoots 2 intimidating shots at him, astonishing the boy that he can use them despite the magic storm's hindrance. Ryota explains that he used them during a magic storm before he shoots some of the gang members with his special bullets, causing them to completely lose their strength as the pain disappears. These bullets are indeed unique. He performs a healing spell similar to the magic of healing everyone, including the boy. Is astonished by his high skills. Ryota tells them that if they want to attack him again, they should do so, and he will defeat them, and heals them again. But he doesn't lose because there is someone safe at home, leaving them, and taking his magic carriage. The boy comments, "I envy you. You have someone like that." Ryota replies that he wasn't always there, and maybe they had. He will find someone like that someday. The boy will be happy with these words. In another post, Ryota returns to his tent. Emily is waiting for him. He has dinner on the table, and Celeste is also there, very happy that Ryota is back with his beloved Emily.